That'd be fine. I'm just gonna whittle on it here is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that'll work. So Mr. John cut that tree right there, and it was leaning. It was about the clay root, so he cut it and just let it hinge over that way. I'm gonna take it and cut it up and cut a bunch of these right here. I'm gonna start off running the 362, run a 20-inch bar, steel 33 RS chain on it is what's on it right now. So this was back before I got the chipper, probably about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before I got it. So what I did with all this stuff is I just piled it up for him where he could burn it in a burn pile, and you'll see me doing that here in a little. I think I got some footage of that. I'm actually just starting on the video here and getting it done. But had I had my chipper at that time, I would have just fed all this stuff just right through the chipper and just chipped it right there on site. So you can see the guy wires right here. So there's a power line right there behind me. Well, actually the camera's sitting up under it. And then the property line is right. That line of trees to my right is the property line. So the game plan is to chunk this pine straight at that oak that's down out there in front of me, because it's just a little narrow lane to drop it in and let that, for a place for that tree to land right there. Everything I'm piling is right here, the brush you see between the camera and the machine right there is where my burn pile is, and so that's where I'm stacking all this stuff up at. If you want something that's light and will run like a scalded dog, and you don't mind running a 20-inch bar, the 60cc saws, which that's what this one is, the 362 or the 562 Husqvarna, you pair that saw with a 20-inch bar and have the chain worked up on it real good. Those things are nasty. I'm telling you, they ain't no playing around with them dudes. They will flat freaking cut, man. So what I did right here is I moved the grapple out of the way where I wouldn't be right up under it. I'm gonna cut the stump off. I've cut a couple pieces off that pine, and then I'm gonna jump on the Mini then, and I'm gonna drive up here and throw those pieces onto the pile, and then I'll be able to grab the whole tree and bring it on up. That way it keeps me on the track all the way down that tree down there, all the way to that oak, and then tote all that stuff back where I can just keep the tree basically in one piece. And kind of one of those deals where you work smarter, not harder, and not having a track all over the darn place. I know it looks like I start two saws like that when I do that, but I'm not. I'm catching them between my legs. I'm leg locking them. It's just I do it so quick and so fast. I have figured out how to just about do a drop start and still have it leg locked right there, and get the saw crank where I'll use a little bit of weight of the saw, you know. Oh, for all the Husqvarna fans, just hang tight. I'll break out the Husky here in a minute. I run the steel's about out of gas on me here now. It's about done, and I grab my Husky and go to town. So just hold tight, y'all. Oh my God, am I fixing to back cut this tree? I did. I did. I hate doing this though because you're waiting on the tree to fall. You're wanting to kind of get your hinge right, and you're standing there, just like that. I mean, I do it. I can do it, but I mean, it makes no sense to stand there at that tree while it's falling, trying to make that hinge. It puts somebody in such a bad situation when you can be back away from the tree. And I get asked that question. Probably one of the most asked questions that I get. Why do I do it? Why do I do it? And it's simply that right there. Your hinge is already made and it's done. Alright, so I'm gonna swap to the 550 XP now. I just ran the 362 out of gas. I cut everything that you see me cut, and then them 2 oaks right there I just cut down. I was cutting them up and ran out of gas. That's the steels, they burn a lot more gas than the Husqvarna does. I mean, it's substantially more. I mean, they run good and all, but like I said, you're gonna go through more gas with them, that's for sure. We'll let it warm up there just a second. Put some heat in it. Then we'll go to town. I'm cutting these pieces up 100 inches long, and that way I get 5 sticks of firewood out of them. That's what I'm doing. And somebody said I need a fencer tape. I got several of them, but I don't like to wear it there. Don't mean I just do it like this real quick. I don't have much to do. Just put these up, and we'll be done with the firewood part of it. The 50cc saws, man, are just so good. Now, I like the steel, the 500. I like the 362. I do like it. Do not like a 261. This 550 right there, bone stock, will eat the lunch of that 261. They're not even in the same ballpark. I like it. I just like the Husqvarna a lot better on the 50cc. The 60cc, the 362 to the 562, they're pretty well about even Steven as far as that goes. So you know, either one. Well, I've got them set up. I've got a 20-inch bar on the 362, and then I've got a
24 on a 562, and that works well for me because I can flip back and forth between the two of them depending on what I need, you know, the length.
I think this video was filmed back in early May, and it's kind of funny listening as I'm editing it, listening to what I'm saying about the saws. My 550 right here is still by far the most run saw that I run. I've had it since March of 19, and I think that I'm about to have to go through the carburetor on this thing. Yeah, she's still running and runs good. I'm having a little trouble. It's taking a little bit more to crank it. Normally it would only take 2 pulls on choke, it pops, and then 1 more pull on the fast idle from a cold and it cranks. And the saw's still running out wide open, flat out the way it's supposed to, but it takes a little bit to kind of get going. And I'd put a plug in it back in March. Before I filmed this right here, I'd put a new plug in it about mid-March, I guess. And then I went ahead and pulled that plug out this week and put another new one in it. And it's not the plug, like I said. I think that just about fixing that to go through the carb on it, and probably it's going to need a little tension on it there, but this saw has got a good bit of run time on it. Again, I run it more than I do any other saw that I've got. Watch this. I had this next tree pushed big time. It gets me right there. Bam. Like, dang it. But I'm right up against this power line right here. I mean, the trees are just a matter of just a few feet from it. So I just back off it a little bit, off the tree some, and walk back down here, grab the saw, go back to town, get her cut. I don't know, I probably cut. There's probably about 25 or 30 trees right here in this one little area that I cut down. He's gonna make a parking area right here to park some more of his camper and stuff like that. So he's getting all this cleared out for that and getting that fixed up.
it.